nunchucks thing. I may need you to open my beer for that.
Yes. So they did a survey. There's a website called freestyleforum.net. So freestyleforum.net is a forum. There it goes again. Damn you, static. But freestyleforum.net is a forum, and all they do is like nunchuck stuff. That's it. And so they did a poll one time, and they were like, who was the greatest ever with a pair of nunchucks? And in that poll, I think they said number one was like Bruce Lee. Number two was like Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles. And number three was my instructor. And I asked my instructor, I was like, what does it feel like to get third place? Giving him a hard time. He goes, oh, no. I didn't get third place. He goes, I got first place. He goes, Bruce Lee's dead. Michelangelo isn't real. I win. And but we were doing stuff with nunchucks through that system that was like kind of like advanced because people weren't doing like all the tricks. And people love to make fun of that shit, but like it's not hard to hit someone with a stick. Like you don't need like years of dedication to go stick, whack. Like that's what you would do with a real weapon. You're not going to need 50 years of studying to like, so everything else is for fun. And for me, nunchucks is just fun. This is a good time. People who always say like that would never work on the street. Oh, fucking course it wouldn't, dummy. Like of course it would. It'd be like me washing the dishes and somebody walking up. That would never work on the street. Like me putting on my shoes. That would never work on the street. Like because it's not supposed to. Like, of course it's not going to. But, my favorites are the ones who were like, I just shoot you. I'm like, then you go to jail. Like I still win. Like posthumously. Like this is dumb. People is just they have these whack ideologies. No, I'll tell you one thing nunchucks has done for me. When I started jiu-jitsu, I wasn't really doing karate at the time. I was focusing on jiu-jitsu, trying to make sure I was good at that. And I started with the gi, and I still like gi. But when you're working gi, it kind of jacks up your fingers, man. Like you're holding on to a grip, somebody breaks that grip, your finger gets caught up in there, like you're gonna have gnarled hands. So when I was training at that time, I was training like 6 days a week, probably about 2 hours a day at that time, from like white to the middle of blue. I was just like relentless. And then since then, I've gotten lazy as shit, and I just kind of do it when I want to now. But at the time, I was like really going after it, and my fingers started to like seize up, and like they would cramp and shit, and they would hurt. So I picked up some nunchucks for fun again, and I realized like, oh, that's like helping my dexterity. And so it got my fingers loose. And so now I do it almost like a training aid for when my hands start to cramp up, it like loosens my fingers again. So it's like a little tool, and it's fun. And I can open beer with it.
Yeah. And that's probably going to be one of my like post therapy modalities. I'll teach my patients when they have hand problems. Hey, here's a pair of nunchucks.
Stay away from the
Your
face.
hands prevent.
You know?
You know what's interesting about that? So there was a probably, I don't know, year or so where I spent some time doing Filipino martial arts, right? So Kali and Eskrima, and you know, definitely from a hand perspective, but there is some value, right, in just being able to understand how my body controls this external object, and you know, hey, I can move from one angle to another, and you know, you could integrate some footwork into that. So, but again, I still think that there is definitely some carryover of
absolutely
of an application for sure.
100% agree. 100% agree. And like I like when I'm talking about the nunchuck stuff and I'm talking about it's useless and all that, I'm really just kind of downplaying it because it's funny to me. But there is a lot of value in understanding angles